So it's Sunday and we are out for a nice family walk in the woods. Gives a wave, Shah. And Ralph's here running around. He loves it. It's nice to bring him here because we'll sort of feel quite safe to let him off because there's hardly anyone ever around. So we let him off and he goes for a run, sprints off, burns a load of energy. And yeah, we brought a little picnic. Oh god, he just barged me out of the way. Great. And yeah, we brought a little picnic today. The weather's alright, not too bad, and just nice to get out, get into a bit of nature, sort of prepare for the week ahead and have a little bit of time outside, away from sitting behind a desk or in a meeting, and just have a little bit of time just to be present with those closest to you, and yeah, have a little bit of a break. So that's what we've been doing, and just gone for a nice walk, and now we're going to be heading back to sort out a few of the usual Sunday duties and get ready for what's going to be a really crazy week. We are hoping to, after what's felt like a lifetime, but it's actually been about a year and a bit, finally launch our new e-commerce website this week, which the team have been working relentlessly on for a long time. And we've got quite a few other things going on. We've got our phase 2 of our sales and marketing office extension about to kick off in about a week's time, so starting to finalise the contractors and bits and pieces for that. We've got quite a lot happening with the projects in the flats that we're doing in Cromer. We're finally still making some headway with that site actually starting, and some trades getting in there this week, which is good now that the site's set up and ready to go. And yeah, loads happening, lots of things going on, and good to be back recording the journey and what we're up to and what's going on, the highs and the lows. So yeah, Sunday. It's Monday and we are in the office and we're trialling out the new GoPro which we got. So I'm hoping this is going to come out well. I've not really used it before. It's currently got a red error on here, so whether or not this actually comes out will be another story. Quite a potentially exciting week this week. After a long time, I think as I mentioned yesterday, we are hoping the new website, the e-commerce website that we've been working on for about a year and a half, will be going up. But I've just come in and spoke with Darren and had a little look, and it's not looking too positive. There's loads of products still not run a sync and pulling through from the API, and there seems to be some pricing errors. So it's going to be a bit touch and go, I think, today as to whether this thing actually goes up. But it's an exciting part of the history of this company, or will be one day when it goes up. So we wanted to record and document this week and see the journey of launching a brand new e-commerce website, the platform, how we're going to integrate it into the business, because e-commerce is completely new for us. We've not done it before. Typically we've only got a lead generation site at the moment, which basically means people just submit a web form with their inquiry and then our sales team will contact them back. This is going to allow us to scale a lot faster and give our customers ultimately a better experience, because a lot of the time people want things now very quickly and they don't want to have to wait. So yeah, that's that. And then spend a little bit of time this morning. I'm in London for a few days next week, and one of those mornings I've got a few hours free, so I'm trying to brainstorm a few people that would be really good to touch base with and set up a little coffee meeting and meet up with. And so I'm just having a little look through my little black book of contacts of customers and prospects and partners that I haven't seen for a while, or that would be good to touch base with. And then I'm going to spend some time later reaching out, seeing if I can get some meetings in the diary. And then I've purposely left today pretty free as much as I can, because it's all touch and go as to whether this bloody site goes up. And when it does, I think we're going to have to kind of spring into action a little bit with the integration and getting everything ready and overseeing it all, because it's always a bit of a tense moment when obviously a new bit of tech launches, especially the website, which for us is the epitome of our business. So it's going to be a bit tense, but hopefully will be one of the best things we've ever done. So watch this space. So, pretty frustrating morning, to be honest with you. Nothing much exciting happened. We've just been at the desk, cracking on, just literally reviewing and almost playing a bit of a waiting game, because today was supposed to be launch day for the new website, and shock horror, technology, it's not happened. I've just got off the call with the guys, the developers who are assisting us in building it, and there's been a sync problem, and yeah, once again the site is not going up. So yeah, purposely I tried to keep a pretty free diary most of this week, really, precisely so that, you know, if we needed to spring into action we would. And the long and short of it is, we don't know if it'll be tomorrow, Wednesday, whatever, so it's frustrating. Yeah, so we've got staff on, you know, team members on, you know, waiting game to launch, who we've specifically pretty much employed to spearhead this new e-commerce platform and all of that sort of stuff, that are now continuously not being able to action that, and so it's just been incredibly frustrating. And I think the thing that really hit me today is that when you are building a business and you are doing these kind of things, you just need the most ridiculous amount of resilience, because it's just knockback after knockback after knockback. And I know every day that site's not up, that it's costing us a significant amount of money, because we've paid for the investment over the course of the last year. It's all paid off, so that's now, you know, it's taking longer to get that return on that capital that have been deployed. You know, we've got overhead costs that we're consuming in sort of hosting fees, software that's been signed up to, like the live chat and all that sort of stuff, plus the staff that we've employed that are now we're not seeing a return on. And so yeah, it's just been huge, and it's been delayed months already, and it's now on the day that I kind of did believe, after already being 3 months behind, I really thought today was going to be the day, and it's not. So you just got to roll with the punches. I can't let it take me down, and I can't let it affect my mood, and allow it to rub off on my team. So yeah, I've got to, you know, you got to stay positive, keep pushing, and just move on and try and make the best of a bad situation, and just stay hyper resilient to the punch. And that's what a lot of it is with these kind of projects and doing these things. It's just like, it's a kind of a feeling of being punched in the face. So yeah, that's where we are. I've nipped out, a little drive in the car, clear my head after that phone call, get a bite to eat, go back in this afternoon, try and find some positive things to get my head into, and see where the afternoon takes us. Yeah, no, I agree. I'm just going through at the moment, to be honest, and doing like literal little tweaks and finding bugs and stuff, and reviewing all the last little minute bits and pieces. You know, obviously some of the collections are bigger than they've ever been. And so it's starting to look at, okay, something that's really, we know is a best-selling product and really popular, do we want that, you know, right at the bottom? No, it needs to be at the top. And yeah, if you can let me know on that hotels group, and then I can go from there with that. Yeah, well, don't forget the hamper does have something personalised in it. But I mean, yeah, if it's that or nothing, it's better that they get that, isn't it? Activity, obviously sprung into action to try and get that unit ready. Yeah, I haven't heard a dime from him since the last email that was sent. I just wanted to personally really pick up the phone and say thank you basically for entrusting us with your latest project, and they're in production at the moment, and I just wanted to really just pick up the phone and say thank you really for, you know, entrusting us with it and partnering with us on the project. For us, it's, you know, we don't really love the idea of just working with somebody once. For us, it's about more of a partnership and that long-term sort of working relationship over the sort of coming years, and you knowing us a bit more than like a faceless brand on an email, if you know what I mean. Really, any time from 1 o'clock onwards, I could be with you.
But what I mean is, if we look at the schedule at the end of the day and go, shit, we're 110% capacity on Monday,
yeah,
emergency overtime. But do we want it to let us over capacity, or do we want it to go, I'm talking about the actual scheduling, not the lead time calculator. The lead time calculator won't let you do that.
Well, I suppose if a job has managed to go through, we've got to make it work, haven't we? So,
well, that's what
yeah, but can they do that through the system or not?
What, put the job on hold?
Through the new scheduling system.
There's
going to need to be another He's put that in already.
Darren's already done that for all of the other
ones.
Okay. And just put the skew again, right?
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it's a job, but it's possible.
Okay. Do you want me to speak to Darren about that now, or leave him? I guess if
I doubt he's here now. We'll be in touch and we'll set something up. Really appreciate that.
So there was a discussion, so am I right in thinking that we've got a skip going on Wednesday?
I don't think certain people need to be speaking to certain people all the time. I think when it comes to the work, it's different. It's a different thing in that, you know, they get one instruction and they go on from there. But I think the problem for me is more that when we're taking stuff on, whoever it is, and it's not being done.
As soon as I know more, I will obviously let you know, and I also raise the topic with the board about some kind of compensation, so we can get ahead of that conversation as well. Less than amusing on either side. I just want it done and happy client and everything else. So
yeah.
As soon as I know more, mate, I'll let you know. Okay.
Okay, appreciate that. Thanks ever so much.
Pleasure.
Okay,
right, mate.
cheers.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye. It's Tuesday, and we just got to work. Looked at the website sync overnight, and shock horror, it doesn't look like all of the bugs are fixed. It's definitely making progress, but it's very weird. There's some products that seem to be working in the correct functionality, some that aren't, some that have still not imported correctly, that some have. So yeah, I was really optimistic last night. I have been for months, but I was really optimistic today would be the day, but it doesn't look like it, but we'll see. Only time will tell. I've got a pretty jam-packed day today. I'm not even sure exactly. Just put up the diary. Pretty full on. So I've got a lot of little 15-minute meetings, reviews, little sort of sign-offs, a couple of Teams calls, a couple of general calls, and then some more website reviewing and looking for bugs and assigning little tweaks out. And then I've got a few hours this afternoon kept clear just in case, in the unlikely event that the website takes a turn for the best and does go up. So we shall see. Ralph's here. Morning, Ralph. So yeah, come along with me and see where the day takes us. So, pretty manic morning. Walked into a bit of a storm this morning. No progress for the website. I had a quick catch up with Darren, who's kind of overseeing the project. Darren's our head automation lead developer, and he's kind of project managing the outsourced developers, if you like. And he's got that all in hand. It's just a waiting game now, and hopefully we'll see what happens in the next 24 hours. Walked into a bit of a storm. We're having some real teething problems with our in-house production facility, and things just, you know, the ball just being dropped, in my opinion. Things just not being done to the standard, and people not giving the right level of care and attention, and assuming too much. Never assume. That was one of the first lessons I learned when I first went into the world of work. never assume, and I think there's too much assuming going on. But one of the things we did, and I thought it would be good just to jump on, and because it might help people, one of the things we implemented a little while back was problem debrief. So every time that there's a problem, regardless of the department, who's involved, the severity, it could be a tiny little problem. We've learned that tiny little problems compound over time and they become much bigger problems. And so one of the things we created was, instead of just, oh, that's a shame that happened, we'll do better next time, we're actually doing a debrief, and we've called it the problem debrief. And so what happens is we have a template which the line managers have access to, I have access to, and every single time that there is a problem, we're supposed to be debriefing. So we literally sit down one-to-one, line manager, sort of the people involved in the problem, and we work through these series of questions, such as the steps we could have taken to prevent it, what do we need to do differently next time, what have we learned from it, what could have prevented it, blah 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 blah. Lots of series of different questions, and those questions get the mind going, and then that out of that conversation, that debrief, comes actions of like, oh, if the system didn't do this, and if that was all more automated, and if this hadn't happened, and there was a more clear communication chain, and a document or a poster or a flow chart or a process, and as we're growing, those sort of conversations come out and they go, so tiny, obvious little things, but they make such a difference. And I've come to the realization that because we're all so busy, or manic day to day, we're not prioritising these debriefs enough, and a lot of problems are happening and the debriefs are not quite filtering through to me, and I'm not seeing them on there, which means that we haven't really got any sort of communication, line of communication to filter back where the problems are and what's truly causing it. For me, a problem is more of a symptom. It's not the real problem, if you know what I mean. So trying to think of an example, if an order goes late, that's the symptom. The order's gone late. We need to get to the root cause, and these sheets really prize those questions out. They really get to the bottom of it. So I'm just trying to give this a bit of a revamp, going over the questions, just thinking how can we go a little bit deeper, revamping that, because I personally want to start taking over managing the problem debrief, because I want to know and get to the bottom of the causes, so I can put better systems and processes and infrastructure in place so that we don't keep having that. And when something goes wrong, if it goes wrong once, I see it quite valuable. It's not ideal that something negative's happened, but I see it as a great opportunity for us to become better. My famous thing of the team get bored of me saying they're 1% improvements. We can get 1% better just by solving the true root cause of that small little thing. The problem that frustrates me is when something happens and then a week later it happens again. That's when I get really wound up and frustrated, because we haven't learned. It was an opportunity that we've missed. Something went wrong. We could have took that as a really positive opportunity to become better than we was yesterday, and we've missed out on that opportunity. So I'm personally going to be taking these problem debriefs back over, and I want to be involved in every single debrief. It's going to be rough, but I want to restrict them down to 10 minutes a debrief, get them done really quickly, but really concisely, straight to the point, and extract maximum value out of it so I can take it away and build better infrastructure and systems, processes and training to prevent it happening. We're edging upwards of 50 plus people now, and it's becoming... there are a lot of symptoms rather than problems, if you like, and we need to get to how we can plaster that up and fix it once and for all. So I'm revamping the problem debrief, and I'm sure along the way I'll try and bring the camera in on a couple of those debriefs so you can get a bit of an understanding of how we do it, and if anyone's got any ideas or how we can make those debriefs better, then you'd love to hear it in the comments.
Here we are. It's Wednesday. No.
So, it's Wednesday. Cheryl's taking the mick out of me. Jam-packed today, but on exciting stuff. Shock horror, the website is still not up. But I'm trying to remain positive and look at it as it's time spent that the marketing team are being able to get it even better than we planned it would be in terms of content and information and FAQs and the live chat and everything that's on there before it actually is released to the world. So trying to keep a positive spin on it, but I'm optimistic. I think probably when I watch this back, I've said that every day this week, but I'm optimistic for tomorrow. We shall see. I've got a really solid day today in terms of my calendar, which is booked out from now to about 8:30 tonight. So I've got full on day, but good stuff. We've got some debriefs, which I was telling you about yesterday, which is sort of debriefing when there's been challenges and problems, so we can get to the bottom of how we can get better. I've got to have some catch-ups with Phil on our lanyard, new lanyards that we're producing in-house and where they sit in the market and the proposition, the lead times, and how we're positioning them on our site against the existing ones that we offer. I've got to do some testing of the quotation process on the new website just to check now that the APIs are fixed. I want to personally do some checks on those and make sure they're actually performing like they should. I've got a meeting with our sort of ERP system team to go over some process improvements. So Ewan has independently been talking to some of the order processors, the administrators and different teams, and he's got a bit of a proposal and a plan for me of how he thinks we could save about 10 minutes per order process, every order that goes through. And to give you a perspective, we process at the moment about 1,000 to 1,100 orders a month during this peak season, and that is only increasing month on month. So can do the maths and work out the huge time saving that will be as we scale. So I'm really excited about that. It's a good hour with him mapping that out, a few debriefs, and then I've got to head over to a meeting about the windows, new windows that we're putting in for the extension. The extension starts next week, which is exciting, over the road. So I've got a meeting about that, and then I've got a meeting in Norwich with the team, sort of senior team for the Chroma project that we're working on, going over where we're at, the numbers, budget today, some issues we're having, and then we're coming back, and then got another quick Zoom, and then I'm taking Charlotte out because it is today 5 years of my life I've been lucky enough to be partnered with Charlotte. So I'm taking her for a nice dinner to celebrate, but it's going to be a late one, so we're stocked up with caffeine, and that's today.
One of the checks that they've got to do in the order processing team is making sure that information there matches what's on the line items on the quote.
Yeah.
That font's tiny.
Yeah.
So every time they're having to click into one of these, that, in my opinion, should be up here and should be bigger. You know, it should be higher up in the template. It should be bigger and bolder, because if that's a check that your staff are having to make on every single product.
Yeah, I agree. So I don't want to speak too soon, but I think today could be the day. I've been keeping an eye on it overnight, and been liaising on WhatsApp with the team that have been constructing it, and trying to, throw all their resources at it overnight. And we are the closest we've ever been. Just need to be running a few final tests. In true fashion, everything that could have probably gone wrong throughout the last few weeks has. But I do feel a sense of nervousness and excitement as we really we really feel like this could go up by about 11 to 12 p.m. today. So cleared my diary. I had quite a fair bit in, but you know, just sometimes something has to give, and some of to me, this has been a year and a half in the making. I have to get this over the line and see this through to the end. So I've got that. Pretty much anything I could clear today has been now cleared, so I'm ready. And the senior team, I've been briefed on the WhatsApp this morning, and we are ready to hopefully really take this and make it live and put it out to all of our customers and really change the way that we do things. So this will hopefully be a turning point in history for us, in the history of this company. So excited but nervous. Yesterday I got a few little bits on. Yesterday was absolutely chaotic. I was just meeting constantly. Flew over to Norwich. I had a meeting with the directors and some of the senior team on the Chroma project. We was just running through sort of construction phase plan, where we're at, who's responsible for what, and kind of giving a bit of a board update, if you like. So that was good. And then I had a lovely meal last night with Charlotte. Ralph is playing up and he likes stress balls. So yeah, it's been a crazy week. I feel like we could potentially be there today. Only time will tell. Something that I think would be quite beneficial for some people to use, and we use internally, which little tip, and I thought I'd show you, is the app Todoist. You can download it on the App Store. It's online as well, and we've started using it. I've been using it with my sort of direct people that work with me, just to manage all of the different work that's going on. So I use it for myself every day. So it's effectively a digital online to-do list, and I use it for everything that I've got to do that day. But people can pop things onto my daily lists or my inbox, and it's just like a checkbox exercise. But also I then have the people that work kind of closest to me, and that I'm sort of having those check-ins with, and I'm thinking of things throughout the night or over the weekend or any time. I'm like, oh, that'd be really good for so-and-so to look at, and kind of pushing things down. So I have these sort of boards, if you like, and for all of my sort of senior team that are working right with me. So I've got, for example, the product teams, our product manager Phil, he has a Todoist board, and then he has all of his projects in there that he's working on, and at any point I can go in and see where he's at. I can put comments in there, I can talk with him on that particular thing, even if I'm not here, if I'm out and about. He can sort of at me and ask for approval on things. He can get updates, and it just allows us to move a lot swifter. You know, there's loads you can do, and I don't still think we are using it to its full extent. But what it does is it really centres the conversation as well, because when we have a sort of a one-to-one or a check-in, and we're like, right, where are we at with the projects, we can literally both just pull up that Todoist board and be like, right, okay, great, we've made progress on that, and each sort of task can also be broken down into subtasks. So, you know, there can be a project that's got multiple layers to it, and making it a lot more digestible, and then you can set sort of like, right, the actual project's going to take a month, but by next week when we meet, we need to have got A, B and C done to at least be moving the needle forward, rather than tackling it as one big gigantic project. So, for example, launching a new product, there's multiple things to that. You know, we've got to get the photography done, we've got to get tests done, we've got to get jigs made, we've got to source it, we've got to price it, we've got to do a market comparison. There's so much to it. We've got to, you know, there's compliance. So, you know, breaking that down when we discuss a new product is important, and I think that really helps. So it works a lot for me. My assistant's got one. That's how we operate. And you know, I can dump anything in there. If it's urgent, I can say like, we have to do this today, and she can then communicate, and then it just avoids, whilst it's in my brain, it's then fresh. So that's Todoist. Let me know what you think.
I've put here, just in the detailed description, 5-day express, under 50 units. I can say up to as well, up to 5 days.
See, I think if it's 50 or under, we can do that in 3. Sure.
I think we can do it in 3. I think realistically,
if it's 50, I think if it was 100, I would say 5. But for me, like on 50.
Yeah, because here you've put this.
I mean, they smashed out 50 yesterday in 3 hours.
Oh.
So I'm told. That is crazy. Oh, that is not enough.
Yeah, I mean, minimum you want to do 100 a day, really.
Yeah, but even that. I mean, you think how much we're sending out?
We've got one machine tag.
Yeah, but then I guess so. That's where this needs to be small and quick.
Yeah, I mean, if you were to do it over 10 days, you're making 700, right? I mean, you'd probably do it over 9 days because of delivery. So 630. So you could say that you could do 500 in 10 working days.
Yeah.
But
and there could be no other orders.
Exactly. Cool.
Yeah, I think that'll sit nice. And then when they go into that collection, it's
literally
just clean, isn't it?
Yeah. And you can literally just go, oh, well, that's going to be really fast. That's going to be really slow. Hello, Millie.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Not too bad.
Good. How can I help?
Well, I have got a price verified. But the pricing is wrong.
Okay. Can you tell me what it is, please?
I think that I'm getting all of these ones.
No, you're not the only one. Don't worry. Key rings.
Never mind.
All right.
You.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.
Every day.
Everyone bites the dust.
Yeah.
We love a spreadsheet.
Do we?
Alright, so now I'm a customer and I'm shopping. How are we in comparison on that product?
Taylor's really sad. Things aren't happening that should be happening.
What should be happening?
The website should be launching today, and it's not.
Should it have been up today?
It should have been up today. It should have been up 15 minutes ago at the latest. And now we have to wait more than a week.
Darren, have you got anything to add?
Not at this point.
I agree. Disappointment.
He's gone to bed. He's waited so long for it to go up. He's gone.
Well, if you leave a like and a nice comment, you might cheer him up.
Thanks, Phil.
You can see, God, in 2022 they spent 7k, 7.9k, now it's done 36.5. So it's quite a jump, and it just shows you each year. But there's so much we can do in that system. That
It's just getting to grips with it. So, just got a delivery in, some of the machinery ready for the guys next week, because Monday, at long last, works begin at the back of our sales and marketing office for our new extension and refurbishment. We've got a mezzanine coming in, and this space will add about another 32 desks across the sort of upstairs. Downstairs there'll be a little meeting room, a couple of management offices, and just give us so much more space ready for our sort of 2024 expansion, to continue growing our sort of sales support, marketing, design, and the new teams that we've got planned. So it kicks in, final bit of prep over the weekend. We've got a bit of work to be done to move some areas in office old building down here, and get everything ready for Monday for the guys to get started and get cracking. So I can't wait to get this over the line and build a brand new space and really open it out upstairs, make it even bigger, and so the team got a much nicer space. So that wraps up another week. It was highs and lows, but all round we are moving things forward. Next week is going to be pretty full on. We have a few days in London. We've got work starting on Monday for the refurb phase 2. The website saga will continue, and who knows if that will actually go up. I'm beginning to lose the will to live with that a little bit now. And we continue our hunt for further space because we're just, we just desperately need more space for our production facility, but I'm not rushing into getting the wrong thing. I think my biggest focus at the moment, and has been for months, but I keep wavering from it, is just improving our systems and our processes. So really continuing to drill down into our sort of automations, the different workflows, and how we're going to improve that to really make our systems foolproof. So that as we're scaling, we're not feeling just constant errors and mistakes as a result of the systems allowing people to do it. So yeah, good week, another real up and down one, as always. Thanks for tuning in. See you next week.